Hi everyone. I am here today to do a working on WIPS. This will be number 2 for 2026. And I decided so that I can put things away, I wanted to finish the little journal. I had done a half altered journal for the collab hosted by Poet Spice called Flowers and Critters. And I did flowers and butterflies, although some of the stickers might be dragonflies. Anyway. And so I'm going to do a full walkthrough because even though I had shown up to here, I have done minor changes in a few pages. So we'll just go through the whole thing. And okay, the only thing I think I changed on here is I did add a piece of like a mini tag. It has a little, I forgot to put something in it, a little pocket you can put a little token or something in the back. And this is out of the new, to me, Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove papery pack that I got recently. And I have used that a few times. And the twine I used is Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still sell it. It was a 3-pack. Might have been around Easter time. Doesn't say that. Nope, Crafter Square. Anyway, it was pink, purple, and blue with white. This hasn't changed. This hasn't changed. This has not changed. This has not changed. Okay, here all I did was add these two chipboard stickers or papers. I think they're called chipboard stickers. They're out of the Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove also. And this set that I used on here was called Catching Butterflies, I think. One sec. I just had it here a minute ago. Um, Here it is. Yeah, an old Stampin' Up! Set called Catching Butterflies. So I stamped the butterflies and the one sentiment, but I didn't stamp the net with the little girl, but there happened to be a net here. So here they're catching them and then they put them in a glass jar, I guess. Terrarium, I'll call it. Here, I think the only thing I did was added another journaling card because this was just a scrap. And this, I don't think was in here before. It could have been. I can't remember. I don't think so. On this page, I didn't change anything. This was all the way it was, I think. Yeah. And then here is where we started. So this I made on hashtag Deck the Year. This was for my week 1, but I did it at the same time I did week 3, which you'll see in a minute. And I did have to cut a small strip off once this side, I think. Yeah, because it cut, it cut, no, it was this side. And it cut the description I had on there out. So I just put a little one of these 49 and Market postage stamp washi tapes over it, which I see it didn't cover all the way. And so I rewrote it down here. And then this page, this was one of those 6x6 square cut aparts, which didn't look right on the pages here. I used 2 of them. This one is Chase Dreams, Not Perfection. And this is a butterfly out of the Maggie Holmes papery pack. Maggie Holmes, is that right? Yeah. And this is a chipboard out of, I think, the Maggie Holmes stuff too, and another one of the washi tape stickers. So I just glued this down halfway, and this is a tuck all along here. And so I just put it in like that. And this says, make it happen and tell your story. And then you can write on the back or here. Um, so this is another one of the 6x6 cut aparts. And what I did is I used half of it there as a top tuck. This is a piece of the Maggie Holmes papery paper just to add more color. But you can also write on it and then draw under it or whatever. And the other half is back, nope, not back there, somewhere here. um, and I actually put that here because, well, you'll see. Anyway, that's where that is. And then these are out of that from OfficeSupply.com, a little pack of AALL and create um, episode 9 the word pieces. And I pulled out create art and over here lovely spirit with the butterfly. And then this is out of the Maggie Holmes paper pad, Woodland Grove. And this is washi tape from Recollections. And this is a scrap of paper from the main paper pad I was using, which is Azure Bliss from Craftsmith. I think I said Recollections in my other video, but okay, here, this is out of the Azure Bliss. This is the other piece that came off of here. I just used it as a little border strip. And this is one of the pieces of paper out of the Woodland Grove papery pack. And then this was the other piece that I made for, it's an altered time ticket for hashtag Deck the Year this past Thursday. This was for week 3, so the 15th of January. The 8th I did something, that's the week I actually started. And I wrote it on here, Deck the Year 1/15/26, week 3. So this was already shown in detail. And I had mentioned I was probably going to do like a slip pocket. So I just took more of this same paper and put a little scrap of ribbon I had laying here. I accidentally punched the ribbon hole over here, so I've just decided to punch it a couple times and make it look better. And then because I had used these flowers, which I think were 49 in Market, this actually had 3 little holes like notebook paper kind of thing. So I just covered them up with the same flowers. But this one is leaving, it's like the little wood thing came off or something. It's leaving little marks over here. Anyway, it's okay. Then here I have washi on the top. That was Dollar Tree washi. This is a border strip that I used in here twice. I didn't use that yet, right? No. And then this is just a piece of paper, and this is out of the Woodland Grove collection. There were some chipboard cardstock pieces. So I just put them in there. And over here, these are also out of, I think, Woodland Grove. Now I'm not so sure about that. I can't remember. Yes, they are. They're off are they? Uh, I don't remember, guys, but they're out of something I bought recently. And then this was a piece of the papery. This is that same scrap that I put here. There's another bigger piece somewhere. And this is out of the Woodland Grove paper. It's a scrap because I used that, I think, somewhere else too. And I just made little banners here. And then this came out of the Woodland Grove stuff, Living the Good Life. I thought that was cute with the little bows connecting the butterflies. And this is just a scrap of Dollar Tree gingham ribbon that I had. So I just cut it down to fit there. Okay, here, these are the window or the wall clings. I have 4 left and I stored them in here. These are pieces of paper out of the Woodland Grove papery, and this is ephemera from there. This is also ephemera from there. This is out of the papery, and this is too. And this is also is this, yeah, this is a Maggie Home. It's out of Woodland Grove, pretty sure. Let me check. Let me check. Yes, that is out of. So this page, except for the window cling, is pretty much from Woodland Grove by Maggie Holmes. American Crafts, I think. Okay, so here's the other half of, or is that the first one? I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, it's the other half of this one here. It actually was probably the bottom part, and I probably originally was going to put that one down here, but I needed something on this side of this page to help add strength here. And then these are from Tim Holtz. I don't remember the name of that pack. Do Small Things with Great Love. This is a piece of paper. Both of these are out of Azure Bliss. And I just rounded the corners. This is a strip from Azure Bliss, and then these are two scraps of, this is that same paper, and this is a little bit darker blue paper that was in there too. And then this also is out of Azure Bliss, and I cut it down to leave a border around. And this is a Stampin' Up! Die cut butterfly that came in a pack on one of the Azure Bliss papers. So definitely can use that as a journaling card. And this is out of the Maggie Holmes Woodland Grove. Remember this forever. Okay, so here I altered an envelope and it flips out. I actually put um, Azure Bliss paper here, Azure Bliss paper here, Azure Bliss paper here. This was a strip from one of the cut aparts, and I did put words collect beautiful moments. This is out of the papery pack from Maggie Holmes, and these were Dollar Tree flowers like I used before. This is out of, it's all one piece out of the papery pack. And then I just put two journaling cards or cards to draw on or whatever you want out of the same papers and pack, and I just cut them a little different. And this is a window cling. I didn't put anything here in case someone would like to write here because I filled up this page pretty full by stamping. And the stamp I used for that is Stampin' Up's Beauty Abounds. I'm sure long retired. Here's the flower. I stamped in garden green, but then I colored it in with, they don't sell these anymore, but with petunia pop, and I had a Tahitian tide, no, shy shamrock for the green. It's different than the garden green, and the centers are Tahitian tide, which I thought went well with this blue, which was Stampin' Up's ink called Azure Afternoon, petunia pop, and garden green. And this is it's a little million little things because my thought process was if they had collect a million little things, maybe not that many, they could stick them in the envelope pocket over here, write about it here, or even here, and call it, title it here or something. They, probably being me. This was a sticker off an already open pack I've shown before, I'm pretty sure from Dollar Tree. And I just stamped, the splatter, the bokeh dots or whatever they're called, and the two butterflies in the petunia pop and the azure afternoon. And then I used some of the garden green as splatter as well. And sometimes I stamp the butterflies on the splatter and sometimes not. I really kind of like how that turned out. So I got flowers and butterflies on there. And this little flower was out of the same pack as that. It was the only flower left in there and the colors went, so I put it in. And then the last pages, I had this, which was going to be a smaller belly band, but since I already did a belly band, and because even though these were water-based markers, they went through a little bit, which you can kind of see there with the bokeh dots, even the ink went through a little bit. So I covered that up with this, which I just used a scrap for the tab to pull it out, but that's one of the same papers as I used before. I don't remember where. Anyway, and on the back cover, which you'll see in a minute. Two window clings, this on a piece of the paper, and that was a scrap paper. Okay, and then I added, this was, oh, this was the other, so I used three, I think, 6x6 cut apart. Originality is true creativity. I just cut the words down and then corner rounded it and stuck it on here as a pocket in the back. And that's where I have the last four window cling, butterfly, moth, dragonfly things that can be used, later if I or whoever wants to add things to it. And then the back cover, which I hadn't finished, I just put on that blue brick, 3 of the window clings because they don't add much bulk. And the paper went to the edge just about right, but it kind of got it off over here. So I covered it with some of that Recollections. Well, you can't see it. It's this Recollections. Huh, there we go. Recollections fabric washi. I don't know if they still sell that. This is old. I think I told you in the original video. So that is my finished um, work in process. This is Saturday, the 17th of January, and I spent most all the morning and a little bit of this afternoon finishing it, starting from here. So starting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus uh, this pocket and the back cover. And there were 17 pages originally plus the front cover that I had done in the beginning. So yeah, that's my finished journal. I hope you like it. If you do, please leave me a comment or at least a thumbs up. I do appreciate that very much. I'm trying to get more views again. I have a lot of subscribers, but people aren't watching or commenting, or some people are. The people, regulars are. Thank you very much for that, by the way. So yeah, this is a creativity, I guess, journal. Creativity thrives on courage. Creativity and art. Probably mostly journaling, but a little bit of art, as I said. Here, create art. And actually, some of these tags and stuff, well, maybe not that one. You'd have to write on that with a dark ink probably, but like this has a white background. You could draw something on there, A pretty butterfly, pretty flowers. So yeah, combination of using paper. I do have scraps left from the Azure Bliss. I didn't use these cut aparts at all. This is the fourth 6x6, which is more beachy, so I didn't use that. I didn't use any more of the sky one. Have this much left of the brick. There's actually another sheet of each of these in the pad, but I only pulled out one of each. This blue has that much left. This light blue has that. This little white flowers with the gold has about a 6 by 12. There's that much of that one. This cut apart I didn't use, and I think I just cut a little bit off this one and used that. And this darker blue, I have most of the 12 by 12 sheet. And I'm going to throw this out, but this is what's left of that one cut apart, and I still have sort of another pocket I could do with that one. And some little strips and stuff. Yeah. And then I have this left of that orange and blue paper from scrapbook.com paper pad, and I'm going to put this back with Boho Indigo by Stampin' Up. And then I do have a few strips here and there, things. I'm probably going to throw these skinny strips out. I didn't use them as a border, but they're so hard to store. And I have 2 pieces left from that one cut apart, not the one that made the back pocket. I'll keep them, but this one's kind of a weird shape and catches on everything. So I'm going to get rid of that and these. I just can't keep everything anymore. I try, but then they end up falling out of the packages and everything. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to talk to you again very soon, possibly Sunday, but don't hold me to it. Because we got a little snow today. They weren't calling for this much, a couple inches. But yeah, we were supposed to be like zero point zero 0.05 inch of snow or zero point 0.5 inch of snow and 0.05 inch of wintry mix, and it looks more like 3 inches to me out there. They just came by and plowed a little while ago. My son went out and cleaned the driveway, and now it's my turn as soon as I get this uploaded to go clean the cars off. What fun. Talk to you later. Hugs, love, and peace. Have a good day.